right.
Interesting.
All right, so Nature's Prophet plus Tusk lane is really strong. You're going to have that Nature's Prophet that can rotate across the map very easily behind that Prophet when the push starts. So I actually like both of these drafts. Maybe because of the Vici Gaming's name, I'd swing a little bit in their favor, but I'm not completely sold that what they have is much better.
I'm just very scared for the teamfight potential. Like VG Gaming cannot lose teamfights this game, I think. Like LBZS needs to split them and find pickoffs. They have a perfect lineup to do so, but it's a lot harder to do. The execution is much easier for VG.
Yep.
So I'm probably gonna lean towards VG as well.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to get on board the same boat, but I think I'm going to do it. I
Think
mean,
about the
LBZS
potential, guys.
I know,
You have
I
Storm,
know.
you have Tusk, you have Nature's Prophet. These heroes, they're so active and mobile if these guys play them well. And you know what? If there's an underdog, I always like to see them on an aggressive lineup, right? Like, I don't want to see an underdog playing these well-designed drafts around team fights and whatnot. Just give them bloodthirsty.
You don't want to see them draft a plan, you know, screw the plans, just run
give
at
them
them.
something that's going to run in. So
We spoke about it, right?
Yep.
If you're like the underdog, you just want to play to your strengths, and apparently what they like to do is just pick people off one by one. What is team fighting?
yeah,
Who
who
cares,
cares, man?
Yeah.
Who cares? Just
Exactly.
Kill them.
Exactly. Alrighty, well, we have our drafts, you have your predictions, and we also have two very lovely casters. We're going to throw it across to B-Cop and Lacoste. Take it away, boys.
Thank you very much, Nomad. I'm here with Lacoste, ready to go. First game of the Chinese season, ready to go. LBZS
Yeah, I'm
Vici.
hyped, man. I've been waiting to, be part of the Chinese scene for a very long time. I've been only casting EU, CIS, and I think this one's going to be really, really interesting. I like what the LBZS have, the last pick, Nature's Prophet, where they have a lot of ganking potential. This mobile lineup with the Tusk, with the Storm Spirit. I don't think they can take a lot of team fights, not until TB comes online.
Yeah.
They seem rather squishy, but like the pickoff potential is really there, and they should just try to separate the map, split the map, and go for the pickoffs.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you've got Vici, who's obviously the namesake. Everybody knows Vici, everybody knows these players, and then you've got LBZS, where maybe people don't know this team as well as a couple others in this league. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get the upset. Because taking a series off Vici, first day of the league is definitely a massive motivator coming into the next few days
for
or
sure.
so. Or
I mean, you're playing as an underdog, so pretty much, you got nothing to lose. If you lose, that's fine. If you win, then you're like, yeah, this is a huge boost to our morale. Tusk in a bit of trouble.
Fissure comes in, first blood for Vici.
Yeah, when
As
we
simple
say
as that.
trouble, that's kind of a dead Tusk. And he also started with the Boots of Speed, 8-1 Tango. Tough one for him, I would say. Undying also starting with the Boots, so we have two Boots of Speed, position 4 and 5, with not much region. Like, I want to see how the top lane's going to go, how much pressure they can put onto the Drow Ranger. One of the reasons why they picked Nature's Prophet into Drow, did not want to have like a melee carry playing into Drow Ranger, something that we usually see, like Slaughter being just completely shut down in this type of a matchup.
So it'll be interesting to see what the build is, because I've noticed a lot of different 5 positions in China at least. Ooh, hold on. MS getting got on here with DY still over bottom. They're trying to get the kill onto the Terrorblade. PYW with ult 11. Doesn't look like they'll have the damage to get the kill. Zhao Fu just throwing out a couple of decays here and there trying to protect that TB. But what I was saying is I've seen a lot of different builds from Undyings in the Chinese region. Is there anything from these matchups that would point towards something in particular for the Undying?
Yeah, the build on Undying is you get Boots of Speed Magic Wand, you're good to go for 25 minutes. Like, you don't need items on this hero, and he's probably the worst hero in the game to farm with, so you need to play super defensive, something they try to do on a Terrorblade. I've seen that in Europe, but I'll hold that thought. Young 11 dropping very low.
Yeah, about to get killed off here, but just has the movement speed to outpace both the TB and Zhao Fu, who didn't really have the mana to throw another decay.
I'm really surprised that Earthshaker is picked. Like, I've seen pretty much none of the Earthshaker in the other regions. The hero didn't receive like any buffs in the previous patch, just got that shard upgrade. Very dependent in terms of mana on the Earthshaker. Like you throw a Fissure and that's it. But I guess he's just trying to secure the lane for Mars, pull the lane back, and the Mars is gonna farm. One thing they also try to do is kill off the TB. Like I've seen that quite some time. Just use 3 heroes, go from the jungle and try to kill him, especially if he pops the meta, and then he comes back to a lane with pretty much nothing to farm with.
So over here top, we see Irving on the Nature's Prophet. A lot of global presence here for LBZS, especially once you've got like that Orchid on the Storm. Just go in, kind of coordinate with your Nature's Prophet, jump some of these supports, especially DY on this Oracle. They were talking on the panel about how Oracle might struggle quite a bit.
It's a tough matchup for Oracle. Like you're playing against the Storm Spirit, Nature's Prophet. You also have Tusk with the Snowball. So like whenever you play against the Oracle, pretty much he is your clear target, especially if he's paired up with the Dead Prophet. So yeah, tough one. His positioning needs to be perfect in this game.
Nothing, you know, he's not a stranger to positioning well, saving his team. Plays Oracle quite a bit. Won't be surprised to see him be that change in, that Vici kind of need.
But they can also cycle a couple of the abilities. You have Fissure, you have Mars Arena, so that's going to help out with protecting the Oracle.
Coming over towards mid, about to hit that 4-minute mark, 40 seconds or so. Expecting a lot of heroes to potentially rotate. They've already got both their 4s for each team over towards mid, ready to go. PYW about to throw that Fissure. Block out that Storm before he's got Ball Lightning. He's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and Tusk, he knows something is up. He sees that Earthshaker is missing, so he also makes a rotation on the mid lane, has a block also for himself with that shard. Man, I remember when Ice Shard lasted for 7 seconds, level 1. That was so broken.
Instead, they focus their attention on PYW. They have this ward on the high ground. They'll look towards the bottom rune. Warrior already putting pressure on. They land the Fissure on the Cat-U, and it ends up being top. So DY trying to go grab it, hit by that Vortex, Fortune's End. The fight is back and forth, and the deny on the rune.
It's something that we've seen quite often where, you know, at least one, sometimes even 2 supports go and try to secure that 4-minute rune for their mid laners.
Who does that benefit, though? If you're denying the rune and, you know, both heroes are trying to pick up a bottle, obviously 5 minutes you can go pick up a bounty rune, but is denying that anything special? Is over bottom MS, God's Rebuke, and doing a lot of damage on the Old 11, forcing him back as they really want to make the move on bottom. Meanwhile, mid, Ori in some trouble. The Vortex was there, and they kill off the Death Prophet.
That's a big kill, because that Prophet was level 5.5 and the Storm was level 4, so they needed to get Storm some levels. I believe he actually got the last hit as well, so some extra gold in his pockets. I think they need to talk this through, see how the itemization is going to go, because I see Nature's Prophet going for Orchid. That's at least what his has in the quick buy. Storm Spirit, also a hero that just wants to rush that item, so he might need to get something different, maybe like a Yule Scepter. He's playing into like double silence, into root mechanic from Oracle, so could be potentially a good item for him, because, you know, sometimes you expect different things from your offlaner, where you want him to be more tanky, like get a mech, maybe get a hood, a blink initiator, but
great shards by Cat-U to get Erica in a bit of a bad spot. The Sprout comes in, they've got the control, they should be able to get the kill, they'll take out the Drought, and Old 11's down bottom. LBZS, they've got a kill on all the cores so far, but meanwhile, over mid, Storm loses his life. Good Fissure there by PYW, blocking him in. They've used the Exorcism to try and take this tower, do as much damage as they can, and in the process, they kill off a Storm.
Yeah, Storm was very vulnerable. Like, I think they should have had a better read, because, you know, Dead Prophet, she hits that level 6, there's a catapult, you know they want to make a move. Earthshaker, one of the heroes that also wants to make a lot of rotations early on, so either he needs to be in the jungle, farm that level 6 so he can jump over the Fissure, or just have one extra hero on a mid lane to try to defend him.
Yeah, and with that kill, they also took the tower. That is a very early tier 1 mid to lose.
That's pretty big. You know, but we will say it's okay. We're back to LANs. These games are being played at the LAN, so, you know, there's some tension, so a lot more mistakes are going to be made. You're not playing from home anymore.
Cat Yu loses his life. Yeah, that's the interesting part with the Chinese region. It's the only one I believe that's on full land. So lower division and upper division both playing on land. Sunder used as the arena comes out. MS will survive the attack coming through from Old 11.
Something that we usually don't see. Like, we see sometimes TBs having, you know, saving a point possibly.
For Old 11.
The
They've
snowball.
got the snowball. Good shards. Well placed. Old 11 going to lose his life. MS getting credit for that kill. Cat Yu going around and, you know, he's been involved in 3 of these kills already. DUI taking some pressure from X. Fortune's End thrown in. Ori trying to do what he can with Irving making the rotation. They kill off DUI, and now they've got Ori in a bit of a bad spot. They sprout him up. Zhaofu moving forward, staying right on top of this Nature's Prophet. With Spirit Siphon, he's keeping himself alive a little bit.
There's a snowball.
As now in the snowball, Cat Yu. Look at just the movement he's made. Sprout holds Ori in place for a second, but with Old 11 making the rotation, he backs off that. Down to about half health. God's Rebuke hits all 3 of these heroes. Now they've got the Crib Swarm. They'll take out Irving. They'll look over at Zhaofu. Zhaofu, he's got himself 16 stolen strength, so a lot of health to his name. We'll see if it ends up being enough to get away from the hands of this Mars. Just running away as Old 11 makes the long chase. DY coming over, but they won't eventually finish off that kill. But up towards top, Erica in some trouble once again. X makes the move. Ball Lightning, Vortex, not a lot of mana to work with anymore, and won't finish off the Drought. But Cat Yu then losing his life to the Mars.
A lot of action happening in the top lane.
Irving coming
Prophet
over.
TPs. Oh, misses the Sprout. That would have been for sure a kill, because Draw Ranger does not have a Quelling Blade against the Sprout, and she just buys tangos. Like, you need to have either like running tangos or you need to have a Quelling Blade.
People talk about how the Chinese region is normally slow. 2 kills in the first 20 minutes, just farming. Got 10 kills here, 9 minutes in. And you've got Ori pushing again. Exorcism
That's
through
a dead
bottom.
tower. I mean, they use Glyph, but I don't think anyone wants to make a rotation. They also cut down all the trees, so if anyone tries to TP, they're gonna see him. So that's a pretty big move.
Quick pause in the action. Happens on land. You know, just because you're in one place doesn't mean sometimes there's a little bit of technical difficulties. But it's quick. We're ready to go again.
We always say it's a quick pause. We never know. We'll lie to you. You know, I'm just really revealing some of the caster's secrets. But yeah, this tower on the bottom will definitely go down. And UIW, man, he's having a really good time on this Earthshaker.
DUI not having the best time. Good arena around both Irving and Cat Yu. They'll take on the Tusk. They'll take on the Nature's Prophet. 2 kills there, both for Erica. He's been getting pressured a lot over top, but he's still got more net worth than the TB. Or, well, now TB gets one more last hit and he jumps on top of Erica, of course.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
I mean, when you think about it, yeah, Storm Spirit, he can jump out of Mars Arena, they can snowball, but these are like type of scenarios that are perfect. That Storm doesn't have unlimited mana 9 minutes in, and like, yeah, there's also cooldowns on the snowball, especially if he uses it aggressively. So, like, Mars should have a decent time in this game. I think Fuel Scepter, I really love that item build on Mars.
UIW again. He's just getting got on here by Axe, looking for the Earthshaker fissure. Totem just keeping him in place, trying to get away. Not a lot of mana here for the Storm, but just enough damage to finish off this PYW Earthshaker.
Yeah, I was just talking about how he is having a good time. Like, considering it's a position 4 Earthshaker, and like, I think it's the similar comparison to Tiny position 4, why he's not really popular anymore, because he consumes so much mana. You need to have constant clarities running. If you find a good tier 1 neutral items like Arcane Ring, Keen Optic, something that he can hold to have that extra mana region, then it's fine. And they might need to give him like a lane for himself for 2-3 minutes just to farm up that Blink Dagger, then he's good to go.
He's not too far off of it. We were looking at Nature's Prophet for a split second. I really like this ward that's looking over on the Radiant end. It spots Irving just continuing to farm these Ancients. You think they'll make a move before this ward is out, or is this now still time for Vici to just look and maybe extend their lead a little bit, get towards their next couple items?
I mean, they can make a move, but that Prophet is scary. Haste Rune, Exorcism is ready. Kind of hard to invade a triangle, especially when you're playing into Mars and Earthshaker. Like, these two heroes are very easy to defend the triangle with. There's the zip.
Immediately going for the Death Prophet, ball lightning all the way in with the Electric Vortex. They've got the damage, they'll get the kill onto the Death Prophet very quickly. 4 heroes mid for LBZS.
Pretty even game in terms of like net worth. A lot of rotations from both of these teams. 15 kills, 12 minutes in. Pretty, you know, pretty hype stuff, I would say. Let's check some of the items. Terrorblade, I saw Manta Style being queued up. Kind of decides to switch things up. Is going for SNY, the status resistance build.
Hold 11.
Oh, Arcane.
Vortex. Fortunes and Tombstone down with the arena around. PYW doesn't have a Blink Dagger, but he does have the Echo Slam ready to throw. And trying to get on top of the Drow. Silence hits the Undying. Meanwhile, on the other end of the fight, they've got Hold 11 dropping to MS. Sprout around PYW, or actually Snowball coming through on a DY. There's the Echo and the control onto the Storm. They just blew him up.
Now, he didn't have too much mana to work with. Even though there was Arcane Rune on him, he just went in. Earthshaker was ready with the combo.
And they're still moving forward. Walrus Punch, Sunder.
Sunder.
Uh-oh, Ori in trouble. Snowball, but not enough to save Zhao Fu. Katyu does die, and eventually so will Ori.
Dire's top tower is
Who
under
does that end up being better for overall? Honestly, pretty close.
I mean, it's 3-for-1 trade, so like LBZS losing so much. I think they need to try to split the map, find some pickoffs with the Storm and the Nature's Prophet. Now, Nature's Prophet has that Orchid, so they can easily get a pickoff on pretty much anyone at the moment.
top tower has been denied.
Yeah, so this is something that I talked about, like the itemization between the Storm Spirit and the Nature's Prophet. He bought 2 Sage's Mask, wanted to get that Orchid, then sees like, yeah, I can't really go for that item. We already have a Silence, so I might just tank up, get some more mana. I will go for the Bloodstone.
Okay. So, do you think he's got the Sage's Masks, like...
He wanted to go for it, then
Yeah.
he saw Nature's Prophet, maybe they were out of sync, and, you know, maybe he missed his timings a bit, where he died twice, especially in the previous fight, which could have gone much better for him, considering that he had an Arcane Rune. So, like, you do not want to get a BKB straight away, that's for sure. So, like, either go for a Bloodstone, maybe a Yule Scepter to have a defensive tool. But if he can get away with the Bloodstone, like, if he doesn't die for the next, like, 3 to 5 minutes and they get some good pickoffs, it's going to pay off.
And PYW does have this Blink Dagger. He's got queued up the Aghanim Shard. Is he the only one we're going to see pick up a shard in this game? Are there others in this game that potentially, if they get the gold, because it definitely seems like a luxury item at times for heroes, but are we going to see anybody else other than PYW on this Earthshaker grab the Axe Shard?
He has insanely good timing on a Blink Dagger. Like, it's a 14-minute Blink Dagger Shard. One of my favorite ones on the Earthshaker, where you just stun people who are inside the fissure and you can walk on it. He's waiting. Like, they need to bring one extra hero. There is that Prophet lurking around.
He's got the Echo Slam up in 3, but a little too wise to what Vici were planning there, and they back off. Game sense right there. Probably feel PYW. They actually smoke themselves. Zhao Fu, MS, and Katyu, they'll smoke up. See where they go with this.
Wish fulfilled.
Marking out towards the dire jungle, but at least for right now, Vici, we've got a cluster of heroes over towards mid. DY, Erica, and Old 11 all ready to go. Potentially with a smoke of their own, being helped by DY. Things pretty quiet for the moment, but looking like they might be about to pop off. Good ward placed by Zhao Fu, but immediately dewarded as it was, you know, it got them the information
look at
immediately
the
on
Nature's
Vici.
Prophet. He's sitting on a ward, the Tinker ward, revealing quite a lot. PYW, Fisher. Oh,
Close.
he had him. Like, if he used it straight away, he would have stunned him for sure, but there's no follow-up. Even if that Fisher connects, it's still not enough.
And there's the smoke. So yeah, that ward got them a little bit of vision from the Radiant side. It did spot Vici coming over. Now, however, with it being dewarded,
To their top tower.
Vici have an opportunity to use this smoke. They're going to head over towards top. Some vision placed down in the dire jungle by the Radiant. You've got Katyu farming the jungle. Nearby is X on the Storm. He could be in trouble if he doesn't catch this move.
Dire look to their top tower.
Ball lightning into the trees, TP out, and they elude Vici's movements, at least for now.
In the end, he actually decides to go for Orchid, the second one. There is already 2 Yule Scepters, and there's still Oracle Purge, so I don't think that's the best choice right now. Undying, getting
Fissure.
caught, pretty easy. I think they're just gonna run into Roche Pit, possibly. Exorcism level 2 ready. That's a huge buff, you know. Spirits go from 8 to 16, and there they are.
Do you think having the second Orchid is the right way to go for LBZS?
I think he could have gone for a different item.
Evacuating the pit. PYW blinks away. He still has Echo Slam ready. Blink on cooldown for another 9 seconds. They're trying to use this Exorcism to grab onto this Aegis. MS nearby. Zhao Fu, he'll place down the Tombstone. They've got the Snowball coming through as well as the Arena
the
down, but they
Oracle.
already killed off DY, so they're not going to have the False Promise. They get the kill on X. They'll take out the Storm Spirit immediately. Zhao Fu, he's trying to help out as best he can, but they lose Cat U. PYW ends up dying and buying back immediately. They go after Erica, and the damage from Zhao Fu to take out the Drow. They lose hold 11 LBZS.
Oh, is this a BM pause? Like, we just, you know, killed 3 of your heroes, actually 4, because Earthshaker bought back. Even though with, like, all these zoning tools from the Earthshaker, from the Mars, they still can't get a good fight. That Prophet ulti was expiring, and it kind of, you know, is their team fight damage right now.
Yeah, the zip in and the kill immediately on a DY was massive too. They have no save for Erica. He ends up dying to a huge soul rip, I believe, from Zhao Fu. Echo
there's the
Slam
Echo.
on the 3. Roche goes down to the Dire, but it's snatched by MS. They'll kill off PYW. He bought back, so he's dead for a while.
You know, it's one of those things where it looks like, wow, man, 3-man Echo, and it does nothing. He got the last hit on the Roche. That's something. I think he had enough time with 4 points in Aftershock to pick up that Aegis, but he didn't. If he did, it would be pretty massive. But right now, that's a dieback on your Earthshaker, so he's probably sitting at no gold at the moment. Yeah, exactly. Just has 400 gold right now.
That's not a lot to work with, especially the timings we were just talking about. Ball lightning bottom. Orchid's finished here for the Storm. Looking to go into the Death Prophet. Irving's also got an Orchid. Bill's used, trying to run. There's the second Orchid. False Promise comes in from DY. Looking to maybe turn this, but Cat U goes in. Misses the shards.
He did not want to commit. He had the Snowball and the Walrus Sponge, but did not underestimate the power of heal when she has a Spirit Siphon off. Running and with the
Dire's
Oracle,
top tower is under attack.
TB is getting massive. TB's 10,000, almost 11 at the moment, going for a BKB, and I see a Blink Dagger. I like that, you know, just go in, create a lot of confusion with those reflection illusions. And, you know, there's going to be Treants, Storm Spirit zipping in, Undying Tombstone. So, like, if they are the ones who are starting the team fight, I'm kind of favoring LBZS lineup right now. Because, you know, they have a good pick-off with Tenacious Prophet and the Storm Spirit. They have good defensive tools now with the Snowball, possibly a Sunder, because TB is holding onto the Aegis, Undying Soul Rip is maxed out. So I feel like right now they can take the team fights, and the TB Illusions are gonna, you know, soak up some damage coming up from the Death Prophet ulti, so that's a nice thing.
So we talked, or you just mentioned the fact that Terrorblade's looking to go in for that Blink Dagger. And I know Mofar hates when I ask this question. Is Terrorblade thinking Ags at all? Blink in, get the Terror Wave?
Like, this is something that got buffed. I think this was also the item that's really underused on the TB. I've seen, like, Charlie from the old NIP squad winning a couple of games with it, and it looked pretty impressive, I would say.
Is under attack.
Some attention over onto PYW, the ball lightning
Big
all
zip.
the way through. Look at the zip. They've got the silence. They don't have the kill just yet. They're focusing DY. They've silenced him up, so no save to be thrown. It was still on cooldown for a couple more seconds. They'll find themselves old 11. 3 heroes dead on the side of Vici, and a tier 1 tower soon to fall as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, Ags is okay. This Blink Dagger's also fine if he wants to go like the safe route. I think Scotty is the way to go, where you're just lowering the heal coming up from Oracle, from the Death Prophet, like the slow cripples, all these heroes. It just feels, and it makes you tankier, makes your illusions tankier, which is always a nice thing to have. So TB is getting out of control. Considering that they like tri-laned for a bit at the start, TB 0 deaths, pretty impressive, I would say.
And he's had a couple of close calls, especially early on in that bottom lane. Like, he got away with like 100, 200 health a few times where that could be the difference maker. You slowed him down a little bit, and Vici could have gone out and ahead, but MS ends up surviving. He's now 5-0-4. He's sitting 2K ahead of this Death Prophet. He's sitting about the same over Erica, who's Yasha Dragonlance, trying to get that Manta and Hurricane Pike online.
They already have 2 BKBs, one on Nature's Prophet, one on TB. Storm Spirit is building the third one because they don't have the answers for it. Like, they have no abilities that go through magic immunity. Yeah, Dead Prophet ulti, but you can just, you know, run away. Drow Ranger is heavy physical damage. Who are they gonna find with this smoke? That's not the target that they want to find.
Might
I was
take it,
talking
though.
about TB. Yeah, so they're just gonna get the Storm Spirit instead. They saw a glimpse of TB, like, we do not want to heavily invest. Not sure if we can bring him from 100 to 0 quickly enough. There's a Sunder, there's a BKB counterplay, there's also an outpost to TB2.
Yeah, not the worst get. Obviously, you know, Terrorblade, like you said, he's the target that they really want. They need to slow him down because MS, he's getting out of control. He's going for that Scotty, so he doesn't buy the blink. He takes that off his queue. Go Scotty.
This is why I mentioned, like, the Scotty just makes much more sense, where you become, like, pretty much unkillable, and the slow effect. Maybe they're, you know, listening to our stream. You know, we've seen this guy, Lacoste, he's pretty smart, you know. So we better listen.
Yeah, that's not the adjectives I'd use for my analysis of anything. Smart, wise. This guy said Ags TV. What am I listening to? Ooh, PYW has the blink. Cat U still looking to chase. He's got a blink dagger of his own. So Irving looking for the vision, and there it is. Got the snowball walrus punch and the damage coming through. PYW off to a hot start and then just stymied since.
Yeah, this is why I love Chinese Dota, because when I signed up for this, I knew that there's gonna be something different. EU CIS, this is not the item that we see. I don't think I've ever seen in the last, like, year and a half, 2 years that Nature's Prophet bought a blink dagger. But, you know, he can't afford to jump in because he has the defensive tool. BKB finds the right target and doesn't have to care too much about it. AC queued up next to tank up against the Dead Prophet. The ulti and, of course, the extra armor works really well because of the marksmanship removes only the base armor. And one important thing, they're keeping towers alive. Only lost 2 towers on LBZS.
Yeah, it was those early exorcisms, and since then, nothing. They lost that mid at 6 minutes and like 25 seconds. It really, like, that's a sign of the game not really going right when you're losing your mid that early. But LBZS, from that point, I think have done a phenomenal job. Obviously, they're up 6K. They're doing great. They have a lead over Vici. They should feel pretty good right now.
Now, Vici Gaming, they are the ones who need to make a move. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Dead Prophet plus Drow Ranger are scary late game, but if you look at what LBZS has, like, they have 3 heroes that scale so well into the late game, and Tusk, like, talking about BKBs, he's gonna be the guy that's gonna buy a 4th BKB on their team.
Wow. That is... He's playing so aggressive. I mean, that's how you got to play Tusk, right? Just in your face, making those moves, trying to... He's playing it like a playmaker at the moment. And I know I was talking to you about this before we started, but it was like back in the times when he was playing for Newbie, playing that Night Stalker, was always in the face of his opponents. Aggressive to the point where he would die maybe more than he'd like, but he's always in your face.
With
He's
the
trying
Blink
to make a
Dagger,
play.
you have this ability to either go for a defensive or aggressive plays. I think his job is to play a bit more defensively here, just wait for the snowball. If they get a good jump with, let's say, Arena or a big Echo Slam, he needs to be the one just saving that guy who's caught.
Death tax.
So that Scotty finished on TB. Now he's going for the axe.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah. You know,
He
it's
is
a
listening
really
to the
good
stream.
item.
It's like, I feel bad for this guy. He tries to analyze our games. He's not doing a good job. B-Cop, I'm going to help you out. I'll buy Axe. I'm happy with that.
You
Mofar
take
and Shambles.
back everything you said about you know, the bad stuff.
If he finishes it.
Yeah, fear duration got
Dire's bottom
got
tower
reduced
is
from
under
375 to 2.5 seconds. And it gives you like meta for 10 seconds. If meta is already active, it extends it by 10 seconds. So that's also a big upgrade.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Looks like LBZS, they're playing across, they were playing across the river. Seems like they are chomping at the bait, looking ready to fight. Echo Swipe comes in, they'll go for the kill onto Irving. They'll take on the Nature's Prophet. Cat, you're coming over. The Arena's here blocking him out. Tombstone committed. PYW over to the side. It's got Fisher and 4. They need to be a little bit careful.
Buyback
They'll
is
go
available.
after this Oracle.
There it goes.
Yeah, there's the buyback. Irving's going to try and come back into this fight as quickly as he can. BKB's been popped by the Storm Spirit. They've got the Silence onto the Death Prophet, trying to survive with the Spirit Siphon. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not. The Vortex pulls them in. They lose this Death Prophet. They bought back on the Oracle, but now they found themselves hold 11 as well. So another one down on Vici. It did cost the buyback from the Nature's Prophet, but well worth it in the end.
Yeah, this is why Nature's Prophet as a core is such a scary hero. Like, you invest so much to try to kill him, and Tusk was very close to getting the snowball off and save him the play that I talked about. Roche will respawn in 5 seconds. Also, in the previous fight, Oracle bought back, and yeah, he did not get too much out of that.
There it is. They've got
There's
vision
the
of
Roche,
it.
the big man.
Ready to go. Cooldown reduction for the Nature's Prophet. This is going to be potentially the second Aegis in the hands of LBZS. Technically didn't kill the first one, but they got the benefits of the Aegis.
Yeah, we don't
from
care
it.
who killed the first Roche. We care about who is holding that Aegis.
It's TB.
It doesn't matter if you played well at TI. All that matters is who's going to lift up that Aegis at the end.
If you say you played well, but you didn't win, you know, it's all about the guys who won, right?
Yep. BYW setting up some deep vision near tier 3 tower at the bottom. Cut down the tree, and he has that Aghanim shard, so he can stun people, walk over the Fisher, and it lowers the cooldown on the Fisher as well.
This is something that DY needs. He's going for that Blink Dagger. He has been struggling to find good positioning, but obviously he's the focus. They want to make sure that there's no false promise, there's no save. He's got a Blink Dagger queued. I don't know if he's going to get to it, though. They have to really survive the onslaught from LBZS, and with meta up in 30, it's
I think
tough.
they might knock on tier 3 towers, possibly. There's double damage bottle for TB. And they have heroes to deal with the split push. Like, yeah, you want to try to get something out of the map. We have Nature's Prophet, we have Storm Spirit with the jump.
Radiant's courier has been slain in cold.
Cat, you losing that courier.
For enemies.
He's trying to upgrade from the broom handle to the Orb of Destruction. Irving doing some searching. As the scan did ping. BKB almost finished for Ori. How much is this going to help them with the fact that they're down 9k? Like, is BKB that much of a shift?
I don't feel BKB here is like a game-winning item. He definitely needs it to have a second way of dispelling things, but against TB, heavy right-click damage. Also, Nature's Prophet deals a ton of damage. Tusk, like, his ability goes through magic immunity. Like, it's gonna be tough because Oracle does not have a defensive item, and every time he shows, he's just straight up dead. Like, you know there's gonna be a jump on him. And he already bought back in the previous fight, so that's gonna be pretty big.
PYW getting spotted. Irving's immediately over to help out the
Can't go
Storm.
in. Like, Oracle just needs the TP out straight away.
That was unfortunate. Cutting down some trees and spots the Storm
Tower is under
and
attack.
blink back from the Earthshaker. Storm's like, no. Not getting away.
Damage.
There's that double damage that I mentioned.
Stupendous.
And he's got the Ags. So he's finished it, and Terror Wave ready to go.
Oh, how Dota has changed.
Got it.
Like, some heroes have 6 abilities right now. Some have 5, but yeah, Dota evolved. I like where Dota is right now. Still very fun to play.
Ball lightning,
There's the
BKB
jump.
immediately popped.
Oh man, 3 big items. They have Aghanim Scepter on TB. Nature's Prophet finished full AC. Like, he's gonna have that Deso in like 2 minutes if he just keeps farming.
He is quite up there in terms of farm. He's ahead of Erica. Storm's also going Axe.
Yeah,
a fun one to see.
it's a sick Ags. Like, just to keep them in place for TB to deal the damage. If you get the good jump, and they have a good, like, vision heroes. TB with the reflection, the Tombstone provides a lot of vision. Storm Spirit if he gets the jump. Right now, Vici Gaming in a tough spot. If they keep playing like this, they lose. Like, their late game is much inferior to LBZS.
This is a tough spot for Vici to be in, but it's definitely a winnable game. Every game's winnable until the Ancient falls, right? But
it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Where, like, we call this not playing to win. They're just, you know, look where they're farming right now. They can maybe leave the base, get some camps, but most of the time they're just farming underneath the tier 3 towers.
TB going back for the Blink Dagger. They spot old 11 Terror Wave comes in. They'll get the kill on the Mars in just a second. Had to wait for the Yules.
Mars has no buyback. He invested all of his gold trying to get a BKB. They should respect the damage coming out from the Drow Ranger when they're defending the high ground. This is the Aegis. Gone. There's still Cheese on the Storm Spirit, and he will have that Aghanim Scepter in just 400 gold. Like we mentioned, the Deso build on Nature's Prophet that he has queued up, so that's almost done.
Is this a game that LBZS is safe to just kind of long play it, where they don't have to force the issue? They're farming the entire map. They're going to be ahead. Like, there's no item at the moment. It feels like that's going to help Vici get out of this position.
It's their game to lose. If they can get a good pick-off once again, they might try to turn it into something. But yeah, they can also, you know, wait for the next Roche. Could respawn in 2 minutes. There's no need to rush things. Oh, Arcane. No, TB actually has
Swift Blink.
Swift Blink. I think Arcane Blink is the most OP right now between these three. Like, just lowering the cooldown on some, like, even Agi heroes feels really, really good.
You think they're just waiting? He's like, I want Swift Blink. We can wait. We're up a lot. Let me finish this item that barely gets seen. Finished.
I think they're just, you know, trying to get a pick off, possibly see how that's going to develop. If Vici fully invests, they might be able to finish the game. But, you know, right now they're just controlling the map, farming everything, net worth difference increasing by minute. So we're already at 18k.
Well, that's what it felt like with the Mars, right? Like what you said. They were trying to see how much Vici were going to commit, if anything, to help the Mars, and they didn't really commit anything to help him out.
Yeah, they were afraid, you know, that they fully commit. Mars possibly could have had buyback there. They did not have, you know, it's hard to have a good read whether he has buyback or not, how much farm he was getting. Like, you would expect him to have a buyback there. Undying with the roar says, get the hell out of the, like, this is my jungle to farm.
Guys can continue to farm at the stairs.
Oh, there's the fear.
Fear again, PYW. And PYW, he's not going to have buyback, but it doesn't matter. He TP's out.
Horn of the Realm.
Nature's Prophet saw that. He's like, yeah, I'm getting a nullifier. And there it is. So he will be able to get rid of that. Dispelling things is going to be nice.
Stupendous!
Make sure he doesn't allow anybody to TP out again. BKB finished for Erica. PYW throws a ward down, gets some vision of this Undying. Now the Electric Vortex, Ghost Scepter used, Snowball comes out towards the back lines. They're looking for the Oracle. They get the kill on to DY. He's going to buy back immediately with the Arena down around Cat Yu as well as Zhao Fu. They get the kill onto the Tusk. They'll take out the Undying. The ball ending going over for Ori. MS uses that Sunder over on old 11. He's down with the Nullifier hitting him while he's in the Yules. They're trying to chase and get the kill onto the Mars. Just surviving. The False Promise saves Ori. Decent hold so far for Vici, but it did cost them Exorcism, Arena, False Promise just to hold, and they got the 2 supports of LBZS and a gem.
Yep, I think the gem is a pretty big deal. Oracle, once again, had to buy back. They did not fully invest to go on Oracle. Once again, they jumped to Earthshaker, a bit out of sync, where Nature's Prophet uses Nullifier onto Dead Prophet instead of the Earthshaker to blow him up instantly. And there was no follow-up. Like, Tusk had a good jump on Oracle, saw him, but no follow-up. Everyone else was busy trying to kill the Earthshaker. Roche is up. Let's see what he's holding. That's Aghanim Scepter plus Cheese plus Aegis.
Who's your Ags pickup for both teams? Like, if Radiant kills it, who's taking the Ags? And if Dire take it, who do you think wants the Ags?
I mean, Storm Spirit and TB already have an Aghanim Scepter. I'm not sure if you want to give it to Undying. Tusk is a meme. Sometimes it's really good just to kick out people, and you can also make a similar play to Tiny Toss back with it. But they might just go with the Nature's Prophet. His Ags got changed, lowers the cooldown by 25 seconds, and it also entangles the enemies. Spell Prism, that's really nice. That's one of my favorite tier 4 items for sure. Even though it got nerfed a bit in the previous patch, still one hell of a tier 4 item.
So, Roche is up. I'm not too sure if Vici... I mean, they gotta assume that it's up, right? Are they gonna make a play?
Speak up, my friend. I assume they know, but, you know, it's tough for them to make a play considering how fast Roshan dies. Let's see who picked up that Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't see it. What am I missing? What am I actually missing? I don't see Tusk with the Ags. Undying, also nothing's shining. Maybe they messed up. Maybe someone picked it up who already has Ags.
Well, it would show, wouldn't it?
I mean, it shows on the right side.
Oh, ooh, doesn't hit. And the blink forward from Cat Yu. Walrus Punch comes in. They've got the Fissure, and they stun up MS for a moment. The BKB is going to be popped here by the Death Prophet coming in, looking to get this kill onto the DP as quickly as he can, but a great arena around for these heroes. But with the BKBs, they're able to just walk around it, or walk through it, basically. Zhao Fu in some trouble. Force them trying to get away with Tombstone, keeping them slowed on Vici, but when they get the kill, they'll take the Tombstone, and the rest of LBZS back away.
Man, TB, he got so much damage from the Drow Ranger. He was isolated, then Drow Ranger was just right-clicking him, almost actually killed him. He was at 300 HP in that fight.
And he blinked in and then got hit by that Fissure.
I'm still wondering what happened to that Ags.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but you take a look at this fight. Look at where the arena is, and False Promise keeping alive Ori. With the BKBs going down on LBZS, that's when they backed out. And Zhao Fu, he's the only one who ends up dying on the side of LBZS.
They need the Shiva's Guard to be able to find Oracle, just provide vision, see where he's standing and take him out, because he's causing a lot of issues. Then they can focus the Death Prophet. PYW, is just going to DP out, juked.
Irving now down to 7 seconds on that BKB. So 21k lead, but LBZS have still not gone up the stairs.
Stupendous.
It's tough. They're respecting the Drow Ranger, and
yeah.
if if they overextend, there's Mars Arena, there's Fisher to block them off, so they need to be careful about it.
Old 11 BKB TP. That was his 8-second charge, but worth his life to just be able to get out of there. Bloodthorn finished for the Nature's Prophet. He's got Bloodthorn and Nullifier. He's sitting at 26,000 net worth.
Yeah, he is, what, 3k gold up the enemy carry hero, which is pretty impressive. But if he's getting all that farm, that means someone else from the team is not getting the farm.
It looks like the Storm's pretty far behind, but is that the worst thing in the world to have your Storm with, you know, a little bit less farm than maybe he'd like, but at the same time, Nature's Prophet really excelling?
I'd still prefer if like Storm would have another item. I saw him having Shiva's Guard queued up, which I really liked. I talked about why. Oh, there's the jump.
Now looking over bottom, trying to get PYW, Nullifier, and the damage. This time at least, he does have buyback.
So yeah, I mean, Storm Spirit going for Bloodstone, 42 minutes in. Doesn't seem too good of an item. Like, I would just prefer Shiva's to be able to provide vision for the team to find Oracle and just completely delete him before he can cast any spells.
So,
or at least, you know, you zip in with the Shiva's Guard to provide vision, zip back, try to force Oracle to possibly use False Promise on himself.
He's going for the Bloodstone. He also picked up the Shard, so he's got the Electric Rave.
Oh, Electric Rave. That one's pretty cool. Like, I believe most of the people have seen, who was it, Paparazzi? Yeah, that clip a few days ago that was on Reddit. If you didn't see it, check it out. It's pretty impressive. Like, they just team wiped them. It was Storm, yeah, level 25. And I think with the Shard, you go for the other talent. Like, both of his 25 talents right now are pretty insane.
So, just cleaning up some creeps. I think one of the best parts of that clip, too, is just how much he was giggling. Yeah, like, I don't know if he expected how much it was, you know, able to accomplish, how quickly he was going to wipe the other side.
We did talk about Drow Ranger, like, she's been farming whatever comes to tier 3 tower, she's just sitting there. So, Pike, full Butterfly, and she hit level 25, so CDR on top of Shadowblade just to be able to, you know, like, having Invis at this stage of the game could be potentially a problem because people are running out of slots.
Where's the party?
Ooh, BKB. Getting used. These BKB times are starting to fall pretty low for LBZS.
Zip!
Down to like 6, 7, 5 seconds.
Yeah, you want to use all the charges straight away, so you know you don't care too much about using the BKB after. You know, you don't feel bad when you click a BKB. Just kidding, you know, don't do that.
Irving.
So we're gonna see
Go for
another
that
Swift Blink. Yeah, Nature's Prophet about to finish his.
Looks like, are they signed up to smoke again?
Double damage!
Doesn't look like it. I thought Vici were going to be the aggressors again.
You can't really feel that the net worth lead for LBZS is 25k, like considering how afraid they are.
Just missing Cat U. Decent shards.
It's hard for Vici Gaming, you know, to show up on the lanes. You can't just be split pushing against Nature's Prophet and Storm Spirit.
Smoked up, blink forward. They're looking for PYW. Doesn't get anything off. He pops the BKB, looks for the Walrus Punch. That's going to hit on the old 11. Metamorphosis pop by MS. They've got the arena down. Exorcism coming through from Ori, trying to do as much damage as he can. Doesn't feel like MS is doing as much as maybe he would like, as now he finally pops that meta. It was the Terror Wave that gave him the original duration of the Metamorphosis, and now he's got the Metamorphosis. They've got the damage. They get the kill on Ori. They'll take out old 11. The Ball Lightning looking for a DUI, and Snowball following it up. hoping they'll get the kill onto 3. No
Yeah.
buyback for the Oracle.
Draw Ranger was on the hill, having a really good positioning, dishing out some serious amount of damage, but, you know, once you take out that Prophet, Exorcism didn't run for a very long time, and there's the buyback.
Yeah, DY just getting the gold for his buyback, only costing him about 580 gold at this
The
point.
seeds of force.
There's a gem on the ground, no one's picking that up. Undying just bought a gem. Like, dude, there's a free gem on the ground. You bought it before. I believe that's his gem.
So, missing out on that gem. We take a look at this replay again, and yeah, it was the Terror Wave that ran out for a second, then uses the Metamorphosis. Now the damage coming through. Finally, Storm joins the fight. They take out Zhao Fu, but in return, they've got Ori, Old 11, and DY falling. And eventually, Ori buying back. So he's the only one of the 3 that ended up buying back that died in that fight. 32,000 net worth lead by LBZS. Again, though, still respecting, I would say, what, the high ground defense of Vici. They haven't stepped up the stairs.
Yeah, they're waiting for next Roche, and Roche just respawned, so 4 free items. Feel free to take it. Refresher, really, really good on the TB, having 2 metas, 2 terror waves, just refresh your abilities, BKB and the Swift Blink.
Looking for it, Terror Wave, PYW. Getting blown up. That little bit of Metamorphosis for 10 seconds from Terror Wave is so good.
Yeah, you don't know, like, I mean, you should know that he didn't commit, but...
Arena down, Zhao
Arena.
Fu gets hit by the spear. They get the kill on the Undying. He doesn't have buyback. He's dead for 75 seconds. This is a short-term BKB here for the Storm, but they've got the Warriors Punch on it. We're going to look over at Old 11. Death Prophet in a lot of trouble. They've got the shards around. There's a false promise. DY gets the save. He's going to lose his life for this, but is it going to be worth anything? He's sprouted up, stuck in place, and not going anywhere. However, the fissure hits a lot of these heroes, and with that shard, it seems like there's a lot of damage. The Echo Flare comes in. Irving, Cat-U, both going down. They've lost the Storm. 4 heroes gone to the side of LBZS. The only one to get away so far is MS. But this is when Roche is available. You said those 4 free items are up and about, and now it might be an opportunity for Vici to get their hands on a Roche.
Dude, I want to see damage done by Draw Ranger in that team fight, because she was just sitting on a high ground with that extra attack range and not untouched. Also, a sick false promise on that Prophet, like last second. So I think they should give Aegis that Prophet. PYW, what?
Yeah, here's the replay. It starts with them finding Zhao Fu, Old 11. He's got the spear balling in. But again, this is a short duration BKB from Storm. He comes through, Irving's right there by him, and then on the other side of the fight, you've got Cat-U going in with the Walrus Punch as well as the shards, blocking in this Death Prophet. DY
like,
commits
she
his
goes
life.
back into the base, and they have no vision of her, so she just, like, look at the TB. He melts, and then the big Echo Slam.
Right there on it. Wow.
Not sure why they decided to give Aegis to Earthshaker. Yeah, you bought back, but that Prophet also bought back. Like, what's the cooldown? 4.5 minutes. I mean, she's holding on to Refresher Shard, so DY on Oracle has one job. Like, he needs to save that Prophet.
They've got buybacks available. They're going to go for the spear. They'll look over at Cat-U. Now MS coming from the side. Look at this Terror Wave pushing back Puyoyo, a.k.a. Erica. Nullifire hits on Old 11. They've got the Walrus Punch. They have the control to kill off this Mars. He's in past the racks. Ball Lightning all the way through. Looking to get a kill onto somebody. Silence not going to land. BKB was popped by this Storm, but he refreshes. He's got the Exorcism. They find themselves Erica for a split second. Spirit Siphons isn't going to be enough. He's got the use the Echo Slam from PYW. Comes in again. They get the kill to the Storm Spear. They look over at everything. They take out the Nation's Prophet. They'll go after Zhao Fu. Warriors Punch onto the Death Prophet, but they've got the False Promise again from DY. So the save is there onto the Death Prophet. They find themselves the kill on MS. He's got buyback. So does Cat-U, but 4 years dead on the side of LBZS, and looking like this game has fallen out of the hands of this Radiant side.
What this might be the game, actually. They might be able to finish out this game.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
Like, how are we buyback-wise? TB has one, needs to use it. Like, they need to go all in right now.
Yeah, they're going to try and defend as best they can, but TB He's not working with the 10-second Metamorphosis coming in from Terrawave. He doesn't have meta in general. You've got 3 heroes going up against 5. Vici still looking to finish this one off. They've got the sides on a cat.
Oh, he's
Look
dead.
at that. Just taking out the Tusk. They go after MS. They'll take out the TV.
game.
Everything was there for LBZS, but they've let it slip out of their hands. Vici are going to go on to win this game. The only one here to defend is Zhao Fu. There's the GG call. Vici take game 1. They came back from about 40,000 down.
Yeah, that one's pretty